Hey Lucy, I think you were right. I might have to let the project go. I just wanted to do too much.
With this series, I want to achieve nothing less than the biggest dream of my life. I want to prove that anyone can make it from their living room without innate talent, without big connections and without tons of money.
Over the past few months, I did everything I possibly could. I learned how to sing, studied songwriting from the biggest stars, wrote my first song and learned how to produce on my own. I stayed up hundreds of nights, cut off all contact with the outside world because I became completely obsessed with making this dream real. And then I had it, my first real song. I was convinced I could finally release it on Spotify, and this will be the start of my artist career. But the next morning hit me like a slap in the face. I listened again, and something was off. Yesterday I was sure it was fire, but next to professional productions from the big stars, my song sounded weak, flat, lifeless. I want my song to finally sound like the biggest records in the world. But why? Why doesn't it even come close to the kind of stuff we hear on Spotify every day? What did I do wrong? I really tried to follow everything that makes a song great. Creativity, good writing, storytelling. But I guess that's just not enough. Something is still missing. What are those artists doing differently? Why does their music sound top tier and mine more like a rough garage demo? I kept listening to my song again and again. It's not the melody, not the lyrics and not the chords. It's the sound, the whole vibe. What's really missing is that clean professional finish. It just doesn't sound like how I hear it in my head. But if it's not my ideas, not my voice, not the gear, then what is it? If even Billie Eilish did it in her bedroom at home alone... Wait a sec. She had her brother Phineas who produced the whole thing. Without him, she never would have reached that level. She says that publicly all the time. Michael Jackson had a full team of musicians and producers around him. And Eminem had Dr. Dre who made his beats and helped blow him up. None of those stars did it on their own. They had the guts to admit they couldn't do everything by themselves. They found someone better at producing than they are. They brought in bros who helped unlock their full potential. That's the real secret. If I want people to actually feel what I feel, I have to find a way to make my vision heard. What I need now is someone who can bring that feeling to life. If I want my music to be heard around the world and actually hold up next to the biggest names out there, I have to team up with someone else. I need an experienced producer. So I start looking. And that's easier than I expected. There are tons of producers offering their services online. You just send them your audio files, they mix a track, record instruments in their studio and send you the final version. Some of them have even worked on legit hit songs. It all sounds so easy. Almost too easy. Honestly, I'm somehow not convinced. That doesn't feel like a real collaboration to me. I've been sitting in my living room this whole time alone thinking I could make music that moves the world. But great songs aren't just made alone in isolation. They are meant to be experienced together. At shows with people dancing, screaming, singing every word. Someday I want people to dance, sing and go wild to my songs. How the hell am I supposed to create that kind of energy if I'm just sending files to a random guy online without ever even leaving my apartment? I want the same level of perfection in my music that I put into these videos. And that means being there when it's getting made. So every detail sounds exactly the way I imagined it. I need to find a producer I can sit down with in the studio and build this track from the ground up. Someone I can go back and forth with until the song hits exactly right. And yeah, obviously that makes things way harder. Because if I want my song to compete with the best, I need someone who's already on that level. A true pro, someone who's been doing this for years and knows exactly how to make a song blow up. But how are you supposed to get to someone like that when you're a complete nobody like I am? I have no connections in the industry. I don't even have a single released track to show. I have no clue how to find someone like that, let alone convince them. But I still believe in this song with everything I've got. I just need to find a producer who sees the same potential I do. I was actually so confident about my song that I ended up showing the demo to almost everyone close to me, even my family.
That sounds quite good, but I'm just not sure if this is really the right path for you. I mean, you were never really that musical.
Can you just once say something positive about what I'm doing?
Be realistic. Your big brother might be musical, but yeah, this whole thing isn't really your thing. Do you really think you can just become an artist or a rock star after 3 years of playing guitar?
Yes.
Boy, that's completely unrealistic.
You said the same thing about YouTube, and now I've been living off it for years.
Yes, but that's something different. There are so many people who try to become musicians and don't succeed, even though they are much more musical than you.
The most successful people aren't always the most talented. What about Dr. Dre, Kanye, the singer from AC/DC? You think they made it because they were incredibly singers or piano players? No, it's not about perfect skills. It's about passion and ideas. And I've got both.
Yes, that's what you might think now, but you only see those who made it. That's just luck. You don't see those who were left behind and what the industry did to them.
No, Dad. The people who didn't make it, they failed because at some point they just gave up. That's the truth. I'd rather try and fail than spend the rest of my life wondering what could have happened if I just had the guts to try.
And that's exactly what you should be doing. But Wim, you have to understand. We truly only want what's best for you. Sure, YouTube has kind of worked out so far, but you don't know how long that's going to last. You don't get weekends off like we do, you're working around the clock, and I don't think you even realize the price you're paying. All of that, just for a maybe?
No, there is no maybe. I will make this happen. Because I still dare to dream, something you gave up on a long time ago.
Boy, you just live in your bubble. The world doesn't work as simply as you imagine.
Oh, you will see. I could have listened to them, taken it slow, dreamed smaller, played it safe. But that's not me. I don't want my parents to be right, but I'm scared they might be. Because my dad actually is right about one thing. The music industry doesn't usually work like this. Most artists are signed to labels. Labels come with a massive network. They know all the top producers and connect their artists with them. But I'm doing this whole thing independently, meaning no label, no network. So I have to find a producer on my own who's willing to work with a total newcomer. I start with a simple Google search, but no matter who I find, none of them convince me. Sure, their song sounds way better than mine, but they still don't hit like the big records do. I don't want something that's just pretty good. I want the song to be perfect, timeless. A song that still hits 10 years from now. This thing has to be perfect. If I want my song to sound like it belongs next to the biggest tracks out there, I need to work with someone who actually made tracks that sound that massive. So I open up Spotify. Look at all the producers behind the songs that blow me away. And finally, I find them. A few names that check every box. But there's one problem. Only a handful of them live in Germany, even fewer anywhere near me. But I believe in this idea so deeply, I know that if the right producer sees it, they won't be able to ignore it. So I sent out 3 messages to 3 producers, explaining my vision and attaching my first 3 demo tracks. And then I wait. Days go by, then weeks, then months. Nothing. Not a single reply. I sent DMs, emails, tried to reach out through other channels. Still nothing. And with every day that passes, my hope fades a little more.
What should I say, guys? Another month or maybe even more passed, I don't know. And I texted a bunch of other producers who I think fit very well to the genre and to the song. But I got zero responses. And honestly, I don't know what to do. Maybe I need another 2, 5 or 10 years. Honestly, I don't know. I just got an email. They said no.
I never thought that this would be the thing that holds me back. I believed in the song so much I didn't even consider the possibility that maybe someone else wouldn't see its potential. But now what? I need a producer, and not just anyone. I need someone who's a true professional. Because taking a song from good to perfect, that's exactly what separates advanced from pros. Did I really underestimate how hard this would be? Maybe I do need to start with smaller producers and slowly working my way up, or learn it all by myself. Either way, it would take years before I'd even have a shot at making any real noise in the music world. Was I actually just being naive this whole time? Were my dreams just way too big? This whole project has been nothing but stress. I've poured an insane amount of time and money into my music and this series. Because everything I do has to be perfect. But for what? My videos barely get any views, the algorithm hates me, and honestly, the feeling is mutual. I've turned down every sponsorship deal, my money is running out. Right now, I have no clue how people will react to this series, because I don't even want to release a single episode until the first song is done. I need to know it's possible. All I've gotten so far are rejections, laughs and doubts about my vision. Hanging my entire future on an email I have no control over anymore. I'm crashing my life into a wall because of this one damn idea.
Hey Lucy, I think you were right. I might have to let the project go. I just wanted to do too much. I'm really sorry for what I did. Can we maybe meet?
Oh my god! Yes! I can't believe it.
A producer finally replied, and not just anyone, but my absolute favorite. And he's seriously down to help me bring this project to life.
We are back in fucking business!
Flo runs his own studio in Berlin, has over 15 years of experience in the industry as a producer, mixer and songwriter, and has already worked with big German artists like Jennifer Rostock and Itchy. Now all I can hope is that we will manage to give my song the sounds it really deserves. So I head out to meet him.
Diese Woche bedeutet alles.
Hi. Ja, ebenso. Hallo, guten Tag.
Aha. Übel geil.
Freut mich, dass dir gefällt.
This is where the magic happens. Locked in for the next few days, this is where the new and final version of Lost in My Mind is gonna come to life. The version that can finally compete on an international level. The next morning we get to work.
Yeah, cool.
So what do you say?
The first thing I noticed very positively is that you have very good top lines. So the vocal melodies are very catchy. If you say this is one of your first songs, then it is definitely already a very good start.
Okay, sick.
But I also noticed that the song is interrupted very often. Yes, that's why you get pulled out of the flow every now and then. And that would be, I think, my first goal, to manage to make the song a bit more continuous.
Flo gives me honest feedback right away, and I can instantly feel how much experience he brings to the table. We start by working on the structure of the song and add heavy drums to give it more energy.
I think that's cool. It goes in hard right from the start.
We start replacing every single element of my demo piece by piece and rebuild the entire song from scratch.
Maybe let's record a few guitars.
Aha. It already has that grunge sound. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Okay, record, first take. Already legendary. Okay, and go.
Well, that was cool. Can you reproduce it exactly the same way again? Again. Do it again, please. Try again. It wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite tight yet. Try again. Again? Not quite yet. Again.
We keep recording until everything is perfect. Well, almost perfect, because I'm definitely not a pro guitarist and I accidentally made those weird sounds.
I made these weird scratches.
A little bit like alien noises, but it's somehow cool, so it fits for sure. Even if you're sitting in the middle.
And we just keep it in, because it added this raw, authentic touch.
Yeah, something like that. Cool, when a harmonic comes through it too.
I'm sure there's a technical term or some fancy technique behind it, but honestly, it doesn't even matter. The fact that I don't really know what I'm doing, that's actually my biggest
The
strength.
sound is so sick.
Yeah.
When you're not bound by theory or experience, you've got total creative freedom. You can have the best guitar skills in the world, know every chord and own all the expensive gear, and it still means nothing. We recorded the whole track on my $120 eBay guitar because it sounded raw, gritty and way more real than those clean $2,000 studio guitars. We even kept some of the noises and imperfections in the song because it gives the whole thing a more honest, powerful edge. The guitar solo is so simple any beginner could play it. But that's exactly what makes it brilliant. It's genius in its simplicity. That's the beauty of art. The gear and skills are just tools. What really matters are the ideas and the vision. And finally, we record the vocals. The song is almost done, but there is still one piece missing. In the last episode, I came up with a choir idea for the big finale, to really bring that song home. But there seems to be one problem with it.
I definitely find it unconventional and positively surprising, but it's a shame. You introduce such a completely new musical element which somehow opens up a new world. But before you can really get into it, it's already over. And if you yourself say that this will be the strongest part in the song for you, then why not celebrate it?
You see the genius in this? Flo brings the experience and technical skills, and I bring the vision and wild ideas. Together, we built something that neither of us could have created alone. For so long, I thought I had to do everything by myself, because the people around me didn't believe in my vision. I thought asking for help was a weakness. But now I get it. Real strength is finding people who believe in your vision and helping you make it bigger than you ever could on your own. So we decided to go even bigger with the ending, to push the finale to the next level. I write new lyrics on the spot and they fit so perfectly, it gives the whole track its unexpected twist at the end. The song isn't just a rock track anymore. It feels like a rock anthem, like a musical. It slowly builds and then explodes into something massive at the end. It feels like we created something special, maybe even timeless. Something that captures exactly how I feel and just feels real.
And for real, I could do this every fucking day.
And honestly, at this point, I don't even care if people like it. Cause I've never made something that meant this much to me. But there was still one more thing left to do. I invited a few friends over.
When this shit is over, please wake me up when I feel sober. I'm lost in my mind, both lost ready to kill me. You're all by my side, just silence surrounds me. And my mind goes crazy like la 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 la.
Don't get me wrong, I love creating videos. But this feeling, creating music that you feel in every cell of your body, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. They say the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. For me, that day was today. I've been dreaming of this moment for 5 years. I've put every single minute of the past year into this project. And now that my first song is finally finished, one thing is clear. The path my parents said was impossible is possible. There is no such thing as born with talent. That's a myth. Everything is possible if you want it badly enough. This is where I've gotten in just a few months. So no, I can't even imagine what that means for the months and years ahead. Because I've only just hit 1% of my master plan. This is just the beginning.